Did you know that belly fat is not just a cosmetic issue, but a real health risk? Studies show that people with a lot of belly fat have twice the risk of cardiovascular diseases and even dementia. But why does fat stubbornly accumulate around the belly, and how can you finally get rid of it? In this video, you'll learn the 5 key reasons and the best solutions to sustainably lose your belly fat. Why does this topic seem to affect almost everyone? Because belly fat is not just a cosmetic problem, but an active metabolic organ that actually promotes inflammation and affects hormones. And the tricky part is even slim people can have internal belly fat that sits around the organs and is really dangerous. There are also all kinds of myths about this topic of belly fat. Many people think I just have to eat less, reduce calories, and ideally do intense abdominal workouts, and then it should go away. Another myth is that many people simply think I can't do anything about it anyway because belly fat is genetic, so it's inherited. Yes, and now we'll get to the 5 most important causes and their solutions for having too much of this visceral fat, as it's also called. The important first reason is that belly fat is caused by insulin spikes. And sugar is, of course, the biggest enemy, because every time you eat sugar, your body releases insulin. And what does insulin do? It blocks fat burning. Your body simply can't get rid of the fat as long as there's insulin in your blood. Fructose from soft drinks and packaged juices is especially dangerous. Hidden sugar in processed foods is also dangerous. Please be careful. And now, of course, here comes the very simple solution for that. You reduce your sugar, but also the hidden sugar. For example, in bread, sauces, ready-made muesli, and ready-made smoothies. And try the 21-day tip, 21 days without sugar. And then just see what happens to your waistline. By the way, intermittent fasting can also help to avoid insulin spikes. Reason number 2, stress triggers belly fat alert, and that's because of cortisol. If you have too much stress, your body releases cortisol. That's a hormone that stores fat directly on your belly, and that comes from evolution. Our body actually thinks we're in an emergency when we're stressed, so it stores fat for hard times. And on top of that, this belly fat, these fat cells have especially many receptors or docking sites for this stress hormone. And the solution? Well, reducing stress and using relaxation techniques like meditation, breathing exercises, or taking walks help break down cortisol and naturally reduce how much is released. Also, getting enough sleep and good quality sleep are actually prerequisites for maintaining a normal level of this stress hormone. Lack of sleep and any kind of sleep disorders increase your body's cortisol and make it almost impossible to lose belly fat. The third reason, these are harmful and dangerous fats. They promote inflammation and thus belly fat. Trans fats, for example, you really need to pay attention to them, are used in fast food, margarines, and chips. But they also form when the same oil is used repeatedly for frying, and then these fats, these trans fatty acids, also cause chronic inflammation in the body, which in turn leads to visceral fat. So again, here we have this vicious cycle, because the body also releases more cortisol now, because the job of cortisol here is to have an anti-inflammatory effect. But as I mentioned in reason number 2, cortisol actually suppresses fat burning. So the fat stays on your belly. Omega-6 fatty acid-rich oils like sunflower oil or safflower oil, processed foods, and especially meat and eggs, as well as sausages from factory-farmed animals that are fattened with corn and soybean meal, can also make the problem even worse. And of course, there's a way out here as well. Instead, eat more healthy fats in the form of avocados, nuts, flax seeds, flaxseed oil, olives and olive oil, and of course more omega-3s to reduce inflammation. The fourth reason is, how could it be any different? The lack of exercise, but not in the way you might think. Many people think they have to jog for hours now, but that doesn't directly help with belly fat. It's more important to activate your muscles because muscles help lower insulin. So strength training, that would be very useful, and ideally 2 to 3 times a week. Then going for a walk after meals can lower insulin and help break down fats. And now comes the fifth reason, the wrong diet in the evening. That actually blocks fat burning. If you consume carbohydrates or alcohol too late in the evening, fat burning stops completely overnight. And especially dangerous, alcohol increases cortisol and inhibits the liver, and the fat just stays exactly where you don't want it, namely on your belly. So, and of course you can do something about that too, namely not eating anything for at least 3 hours before going to bed. Dinner with lots of protein and healthy fats, for example, vegetables, nuts, tempeh, and tofu or lentils would be recommended. To sum up briefly, the 3 most important measures to reduce belly fat. First, avoid sugar and also hidden sugars. Second, eat more protein and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar stable. And of course, third, combine exercise and stress reduction, for example, by taking a walk after eating. And now comes my special tip. If you want quick results, you can try intermittent fasting. That helps the body to specifically break down fat reserves. And now comes my absolute top secret tip. Cold plunge, it's really amazing because it actually activates fat burning in that area in some way. Don't ask me exactly why, but the cold works wonders. So 3 or 4 times a week into the cold plunge at 9 degrees for 2 to 4 minutes. That makes a big difference. Today we learned why belly fat is so dangerous and what the 5 hidden causes are. Now you know exactly what you can do to reduce your belly fat, and most importantly, why traditional diets often fail. And since many people feel the same way, it's best if you share this video. They'll be grateful to you.